This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Joining us today is Robbie McRae, the CEO of Caracal Gold, following results confirming high-grade mineralisation on the Rutha prospect. So thank you very much for joining us today, Robbie. How are you?
I'm very well, and yourself, Mark. Thanks. Good afternoon, and thanks for having us.
No, it's very good to be speaking to you. Always nice to talk to you and get an update on what's going on at Caracal Gold. So this latest piece of news that's come out today, 107 holes over 10,000 metres of the planned 12,000 RC drilling programme, and 21 holes totalling over 3,500 metres of the planned 3,000 metre diamond drill programme have been completed. And initial observations are encouraging. And about 1,500 samples have been sent to the laboratory for assay. So just give us some background, perhaps, to start off with on this program that you've been doing and what the main objective was.
So we always believed that there was potential within our Mineralisation license area for large, open pittable, high-grade resources. Mm-hmm. And when Frank joined us, that was one of the mandate, well, one of the mandates that we gave him to do was to assess the license area and look for potential targets on that. And after he finished the exploration on the Mineralisation Hill and put out the mineral resource estimate back in July, he turned his attention to the regional exploration. And he very quickly focused in on Rutha. He believed that there was tremendous potential there. He asked for permission to pop some diamond holes into it, probably way ahead of schedule. Mm-hmm. But with owning our own rigs and having them on site, it was one of the really great options that he had. So we had some historical IP, historical soil geochem, lots of historical trenching. We did some of the work ourselves, and Frank wanted to put some diamond holes into it to really test his theory. And we're very pleased to announce today that his theory has been confirmed. We've got great widths, we've got nice high-grade mineralisation. It's shallow, so it lends itself to open, but it's very, very early stages. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's very early stages, but we believe we potentially have a second economical deposit within our Mineralisation license area, and Frank's team are really going to hone in on Rutha and try and move it fast timeously through all the stages and get it up to our first mineral resource estimate on it soon. So we're very encouraged by the results.
Excellent. So a second economical deposit potentially, and the fact you've said you've always felt like it had a potential for large open pittable mining operations. And of course, Rutha, you said in the RNS there, the corridor is intensely gold bearing. I mean, at this early stage then, you say initial observations are encouraging. There must be something you're seeing there that's really helping you to make that statement with confidence whilst we wait for the assay results.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we've defined 4.9 kilometers of mineralized strike. Mm-hmm. We've cut trenches across most of it already. Quite a few of the trenches have been sampled in the lab, and the samples have gone off to the lab. So, we've confirmed the strike. The soil geochem confirms that as well. We've only drilled a very small area in the middle, and the holes are widely spaced and really were test holes. So mm-hmm. the strike confirms it for us. We're in an area where there's been artisanal gold mining or local gold mining going back decades, if not 100 years, and the small artisanal shafts go down in all across that strike, and they're hitting the same. They're on the surface, but they're hitting the mineralisation all across that strike. So that's a very encouraging sign. Those are the best exploration guys around. They don't waste time if there's no gold. So yeah, and going back to that statement, geology doesn't understand borders, and just across the border, there are large open pit gold mines. But going back to when the gold boom, the modern gold boom started in Tanzania sort of 20 years ago, there's been millions, if not billions of dollars spent on exploration, and they've proved up some very big open pittable gold deposits, these big mines in Tanzania, and that geology flows through into the Migori Greenstone Belt where we are, and geology doesn't know borders. So we're hoping to discover something like they discovered across the border in Tanzania within our license area.
Excellent. Well, you've said there in the RNS that the success of the exploration program at Vim Rutha has meant that most of the activities will be focused on confirming its discovery of economic significance and then moving, as you said, quickly to an initial MRE, that's a mineral resource estimate. When do you think you might be getting that out? I mean, next year, is it fair to say you'll have an MRE out, the first half of next year?
No, I think the third quarter is realistic.
Okay.
We don't want to set unrealistic timeframes, but the third quarter of next year is certainly realistic. I mean, for the markets, the news flow will be really exciting, and I think if you track any major discovery, you track something like Sombrado in West Africa, etc. You have a look at the amount of news flow that the projects generate. It's tremendous. You know, it's every week or 2 weeks you've got trenching results or you've got drilling results. So the market's going to be able to track the development, track the success of where we're going with the project. So there'll be good news flow. We'll almost be able to track it going forward on how it will be. So, but yeah, I reckon the third quarter of next year, if we can come out with our first mineral resource estimate on Vim Rutha, we'll be very pleased.
Okay, that's very good. And all the while moving towards, of course, the 24,000 ounces production at Kilimapesa. And just speaking of Kilimapesa and the Kilimapesa Hill, this Vim Rutha is fairly close, is that right, to the existing operations?
Yeah, it's a parallel structure. I mean, the Kilimapesa Hill and Vim Rutha run parallel, so it's a parallel mineralized structure. My estimate is it's less than a kilometer away. It's less than a kilometer south of the Kilimapesa Hill. It's probably 10 or 15 meters from our current plant where we put some holes in. So it's right there. I mean, it's very simple, cheap exploration for us. There's no camps or anything that need to be built. Great distance.
Everything is there already, including the processing plant.
Exactly. No, everything is there. It's very simple, cheap exploration for us to do. It's a flat area, not populated at all. There's hardly any people around. We own the 2 rigs, so I mean, we've the mining equipment to do all the trenching is on site already. For us, it's a very simple process to explore. It's about getting the work done, getting the results out consistently, updating the market on the progress of the project and moving towards that mineral resource estimate.
Excellent. Okay. And just finishing off then on some news from yesterday, of course, the second payment has been received into Caracal. That is, of course, the non-dilutive financing totaling $13.5 million US. So all of this is fully funded. You're in a very strong position going into next year.
Yeah, we've worked really hard, and it's been a tough time for us as the Caracal team getting it done. Very detailed due diligence done by both Fuloro and OSIM. We're very pleased to have closed them out. They 2 large companies, serious presence in the gold space, and for us to have secured this financing. I mean, I think it's what we've secured by way of funds probably could still be even more than our market cap. So we believe it's a big achievement for us to have done. It's a great confirmation of what we believe the Kilimapesa project is all about. It's a nice pat on the back for our board and management team. That companies like Fuloro and OSIM believe in what we've presented, and now we've got to apply the funds and deliver the project. And we've got the team to do it. Rian and his team on the operations side and the project execution side are fired up and charging. And Frank leading the exploration side is starting to really deliver the results. So it's going to be a very exciting 2023 for Caracal and for our shareholders and stakeholders.
Excellent. Well, I was just going to ask you what you, if you had wanted to sum up this year as we approach the end of the year. Christmas is very soon upon us, but looking forward into 2023, it does certainly seem like Caracal is set up very well going into the next year and probably for the next couple of years or further with the funding that you've secured there. What are the main things you're wanting to achieve throughout next year? Of course, as well, I think the market would like to see the financials, another update from Kilmapessa as well, and then the production that's ongoing there.
Yeah, I mean, now that we've finished the financing and we'll put out an announcement very soon on the Kilmapessa project financials, which we haven't been able to do until now because it was all internal feasibility studies. We've now had that independently vetted, so that will be an exciting announcement that should crystallize the value in the market of all our shareholders and stakeholders. Looking forward to next year. The biggest thing is to deliver the project. We have to deliver complete the construction, the commissioning of the project, and start delivering those ounces of gold. That's the biggest test, and then continue to deliver on the exploration side. It's all about ounces, producing ounces, and discovering and confirming new ounces. That's the gold business. So we deliver on both fronts, and we obviously we haven't spoken much about Tanzania, but phase 1 of Tanzania project is complete, and we've had phase 2 approved by the board, so we're going to be announcing the results from phase 1 and what we're going to be doing in phase 2 very soon. And again, that's also fully funded out of the money that we've raised. So we can really put our heads down and work now. We don't have to worry about funding. We can just focus on delivery, which is it's a very nice position to be in. It's a very nice position to be in. I'm very happy. And I'm a significant shareholder. So with my shareholder hat on, I'm very excited to see what is delivered next year.
Excellent. Well, it certainly sounds very exciting, Robbie, and hopefully we can maybe have another chat before Christmas. So I'll hold on wishing you a happy Christmas as we anticipate some perhaps an update from Kilmapessa. But for now, Robbie McRae, the CEO of Caracal Gold, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your time, Mark. Always a pleasure.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.